New Zealand raises minimum wage to $20 an hour and raises taxes on the rich.
Here's a summary of the article.
Changes to minimum wage and tax policy came into force in New Zealand today. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern had promised to raise the minimum wage to $20 per hour and to raise taxes on the wealthiest Kiwis. The rise in wages means that the income of 175,500 New Zealanders will be increased by $44 each week. Today's rise to $20 per hour is estimated to boost wages across the economy by $216 million, giving New Zealanders more money to spend at local businesses, Minister for Workplace Relations and Safety Michael Wood said. The new changes also impact the top 2% of earners in New Zealand, those on salaries of over $180,000, who will now be taxed by 39%. New Zealand has not seen a community case of COVID-19 since late February. There are currently 5 people in managed isolation having tested positive for COVID-19, all after arriving in New Zealand from India via the UAE.
This post received a score of 120,000, with an upvote ratio of 70%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
That's $14.04 USD, if anyone was curious, like me.
What's the purchasing power of that amount in NZ compared to the average US city?
New Zealand's PPP factor is 1.12 for 2021, so 12% more expensive for identical consumption and quality of living, averaged across both entire nations. Obviously there is a huge difference between San Francisco and rural Arkansas, and same between Auckland and rural Otago, so there is no easy way to compare at finer scales. That translates to about $12.55 USD if you include PPP. Not as good as Washington State or something, but far better than our $7.25 bullshit.
New Zealand HAB, Big PP.
The average erect penis size for New Zealand males is 5.5 inches, or 13.9 centimeters, the global average. What is it for Australians, we hear you ask? 5.2 inches, or 13.2 centimeters. The biggest dicks belong to Ecuador at an average of 6.9 inches. Jesus Christ. Edit. Congo has 7.1-inch average. I missed that. Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn. Quick, pay me to move to Ecuador to bring down the average.
Self-own. Made me laugh.
Thank you for not saying, oh, self-burn, those are rare.
Or oof. A little tired of the OOFFF.
From New Zealand, and please don't glorify us. Living costs stupid high. First home buyers can't compete in the market and cost of living ridiculously high to compensate all our expenditure.
The cost of living in our largest cities is appalling. We do now technically have a capital gains tax called the Brightline test, and a terrible attempt at regulating tax on rentals. That's only going to make rentals more expensive. Our current government is great at COVID management but has precisely no ideas on how to get our economy going. The minimum wage increase is good, but it's barely better than CPI in real terms, especially in this COVID-fucked market.
I really don't want to attack your comment here, I have no idea about the life cost in NZ. But could you expand a little bit on what you would consider insane cost of living? Because from what I read in this comment and op, it sounds pretty much just like trying to live in Montreal, Toronto or Vancouver. To top it off, our government isn't bad at COVID, especially when you look at our neighbour under, but they ain't really good. In Quebec, pandemic restrictions are getting a little weird. I am really super down for harsh measures, but what's applied right now isn't really harsh, but it's weird, definitely not backed by science, and most of the times it seems backed on nothing.
As someone who's moved from Canada to NZ, I'd say the cost of living is about the same as in Toronto, except some things are much more expensive in NZ, fruit and vegetables, furniture, eating out, coffees.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.